Welcome to the Soft and the Savage podcast.
Where we say it sweet and drag it deep.
So, we're going to talk about Gypsy Rose. A lot's been happening. She's back online as we
Right.
predicted. We're going to talk about David and Celeste.
That's a hot mess.
That's wild. Laken Snelling, we just got an update today.
I feel
That's
like that was not
interesting.
moving fast enough for me. I want to watch a trial.
No, I totally agree with that. Like, I need to
Yep.
see something ASAP. Now, we're also going to talk about Rapture talk because, baby, we know that that's been wild.
People are a little
Okay.
upset that the rapture didn't happen.
Hilarious. Jimmy Kimmel,
Jimmy
and then
Kimmel.
Cardi B. This is gonna be a funny topic because y'all remember what Ivy said last week, okay? Then we're gonna talk about Ray J and Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner,
Oh gosh.
and then a Diddy trial update and baby.
You're listening to The Soft and the Savage.
All right, y'all. So today, this has been a wild week, hasn't it?
It had yeah,
Like,
it has been. It's been a lot's been going on.
so let's start off with Gypsy. Gypsy comes back online, okay? Everybody kind of
I'm not gonna
predicted it
lie
would
though, she
be.
lasted longer than I ever thought that she would have lasted. So I'm
But
impressed.
she had to come back within 30
Oh yeah.
days because
Or
her
she would have
account would
been
have been totally deactivated
right.
permanently. So that is one of the main things. But so she comes back, and the narrative she comes back with is a cameo.
Hey y'all. So, as many of you probably already seen, I have joined Cameo recently. The decision to join Cameo was kind of all of a sudden, but I think it's a great platform for me because the tools and features that they have are user friendly. And as y'all know, I go through so much online trolling that if you have sent me a message, if you're a supporter and you sent me a message and I had not read it, chances are I have never seen it and I might not ever see it because I don't look at my DMs like that. It's like I don't want to go through all of the troll comments to get to the good ones. And there's been so many times that I have shown people kindness and they have taken that for granted and ended up posting my messages or something like that. Like, it was just so troubling that I put so much of like myself and my heart into someone only for them to betray me, I guess, in that way. So I think this platform gives me the ability to have control over the request. I can deny a request if it seems like too weird or it's a troll request. I can accept the request and have fun with it. Like, this is a way for me to interact with you guys in a really cool and different way. At first I was on the fence about it. I was like, for a long time, I'm like, I don't want to do a cameo. I don't want to do a cameo. But now that I've like had time to stew on it and think, I really want to start getting to know the supporters and acknowledging them more than I give my time to the haters and the trolls. And I think that that is where my head's at right now, and that's where it needs to stay at. So those are my reasons. I'm not trying to say go buy a cameo. I will say if you do buy a cameo, I do put my whole heart into it. Like, I know that's a little pricey. Please know that I know that it's a steep ask.
And
Yes.
$150 a pop. Who's
Oh, it
paying
went up to
$150 a
250.
pop?
Did you see at one point it was up to
No.
250?
Oh,
Yes.
the-
Yes.
read the room. Did she not hear the issues with the economy? $250 to talk to somebody who practically got away with murder. That's wild. For some
Yeah, insanity. Insanity. So she does that. She raises the price. She's kind of like she does a video. We'll stick the video in here. Um, and in the video, basically what she says is that, at first she didn't want to do a cameo, but then she decided she did. Right now, we
right.
remember the live that she did a couple of months ago, where she felt like, if you were going to say happy birthday or anything like that, she would do it for free. That was exactly what she said.
Right, because she would I think the quote was, "I'm not gonna charge people for access to me."
Okay. So now she's saying, well, basically, my haters won't be on here to talk to me. You can get direct access to me. I can now engage with the people that like me. And that's kind of the storyline,
And yet, there go the trolls, paying even to troll her. Just saying.
literally. Okay. So the irony is crazy. Then she does a video last night or yesterday during the day where she's trying to pander to sympathy.
Boo-hoo childhood trauma. Fucked up dad and a fucked up mama taught me that love means drama. Hostility was the problem solver. Said nothing ever got solved. Go figure, trying to reconfigure my brain. I'm triggered by arguments. Reactive, I'm on defense. Of course, my girl is on defense.
You saw where she
Yeah.
was saying like it basically toxic relationships from her mom and dad. And I personally, I don't know for sure. I'm just going to tell you what I think. I believe something's happening with either Ryan or Ken. And she did that to say basically she doesn't know what a good relationship is, and sometimes she loses it.
Yeah, we
That was a
know.
message to someone,
That's so wild.
right? And she also was trying to get them sympathy from the crowd,
Right.
her audience. Okay, so that's how I perceive it. I feel like she's trying to rebrand as a celebrity survivor, but I feel like everyone kind of already has their opinions about her. I also don't know if you saw that People Magazine had an article about her today, this week.
I saw it the one a couple of days ago. Just the
Yes.
fact that she was now on Cameo back. Yeah, I saw that.
Why are they always the ones doing that?
I I don't know. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
She's running out of options, and I feel like
Yeah,
her going up and down on the prices with Cameo really shows a reflection of what her income is looking like and financially where she's at, right? Obviously, Lifetime did not she didn't get another season.
right.
She was probably banking on that. That didn't happen. So financially, I think she's really struggling, and she's just kinda trying to figure out how to make her money. She thinks that Cameo is gonna do it, but I don't really feel like that's a true I don't see that working out for her long term.
She's giving advice. I mean,
Oh, yeah, let's
what
talk about the
advice are
advice
you
she gave that
trying to
girl.
give?
Oh, yeah, the advice that she gave the girl was diabolic,
The one about the my mother won't let me date?
and you only have one mother, and you should love her and be open with communication. You literally had your mama's slit.
I know.
Open with
It's
communication.
how are
You
you
cut
gonna
that
sit there?
off, baby.
Yes. You're sitting out there, you're giving this advice, you're trying to I can't, it's the influencing for me. That's just wild.
I don't have anything else to say. Like,
No.
I was speechless when I saw it,
Yep.
and it's very
So was
hard to
I.
find me speechless.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I'm so happy that you said that. I totally how did I forget about it?
Yeah.
Ryan's still been live. That's really
All
interesting because
day, every day, all day, every go dude, go get a job. Go
well, I'm
substitute. Go, there's jobs out there. Go get a job.
I'm trying to figure out what's the interaction between her and him. There's something that we don't know.
Well, well, where's Ken? Where's Ken been? You haven't seen her. She popped up on TikTok lives, if you remember correctly, right? By herself with friends. She hasn't been seen with Ken. Where's Ken?
And Ken went flatline on social media.
Now there was a rumor that he was out in rehab, which he may be, or is he just gone? And that's just the story.
Well, we do know he had a drug issue,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that doesn't seem the
Far
rehab
fetched.
doesn't seem
No.
far fetched.
But then I
We don't
mean,
know. This is pure speculation. I want to make that very clear. We do not know. This is we literally have zero clue. Okay, this
mhm,
is just speculation based off of what we've seen, but based off of her habits. She's never went flatline that long, right? And the only reason why I feel like she would go flatline that long is because of what's happening,
right.
right? So I actually am more inclined to believe that that is the case.
You
You know what I'm
haven't seen
saying?
him. Yeah, he hasn't been anywhere, and it's just really, I don't know.
It's odd. Everything about
Now
it is
she's
very
on
odd,
Cameo trying to charge $250 because she's broken. Let's be real. Wherever he is, he's no job Ken. So,
literally.
mhm,
Like if we're really going to be real, that is exactly what's happening. He's broke, she's broke, they're kind of financially like strapped.
yeah,
And at this point, what's really going on? I
yeah,
mean, we know how they roll, right? And I think that's partially why she did that video yesterday about for the sympathy,
right,
because when you're going through rehab, you're really trying to get your mind right because a lot of times, you being on drugs has a lot to do with your mental state, where you are, like toxic relationships, and I think that is the video is for that.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So if that's the case, if someone's been in rehab and they're getting their stuff together, the likelihood of that person really coming out and wanting to be with her, where she obviously is a trigger, right?
yeah.
Like because he seemed pretty sober before she got back with him.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that could push her herself can push anybody over the edge. I mean, she
So I
could
think
cause me to read and I don't have a drug history. So,
so I think that that may have a lot to do with it, to be honest with you.
mhm, yeah,
So
yeah, I
that's going to
agree.
be very interesting to kind of watch and see what happens because she's just on some other stuff. Girl, let's get here to David and Celeste. Where do we start?
Listen.
Okay.
That's a whole mess.
David is a artist that does like music. Uh, okay, so I don't even know where to start because this is so crazy.
So David originally started streaming video games. He was streaming Fortnite, and his mother decided to tell him that, stream your own music, make your own music because he kept getting hit with copyrights. Lo and behold, all of a sudden he was picked up and now he's some rising musician, right? And seriously, when you go and you look into him, he's very disturbing. His art, his videos, his mentality, his darkness, it's all really disturbing. Then fast forward, right? A body of
Mhm.
a 15-year-old girl is found in the trunk of his car in a garbage bag, dismembered, right down the block from his house. Now, the girl was 15. He is
He's out
currently
of town. That's
he's
very
20.
important to
Right,
notice. On
right.
tour.
So people looking into the entire case have realized that the 14-year-old girl and him did have some sort of relationship. They knew each other. They were seen active online, active
Well,
doing lives on
starters,
social media.
pause real quick. Sorry to interrupt you. But one thing to really note, and I think this is one of the most important parts in this, she was 11 years old on Discord when she met him. Okay.
On
So just wrap
Fortnite.
your mind around that.
Right, she met him
No,
on Fortnite
Discord.
11.
Yeah, but they spoke on Discord when she was 11. Yeah.
I don't believe so. The Discord started, I think, a year and a half ago, so she wasn't 11 on Discord. So they started chatting on Fortnite when she was 11. And then it moved to Discord. Then they became like people knew that they were a thing once he started the Discord.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I'm positive. People knew that they were friends and knew each other because of the Fortnite chat. Then it all moved to Discord.
Okay.
But she did have interactions with him at 11. So that's true. Just through the video game, just
Okay.
through the gaming and streaming the gaming.
Okay. So 11 years old.
All right, so wait, listen, I'm gonna do the math here, okay? Don't make fun of me. But if he's 20 and she would have just turned
He's
15,
21.
when she
He's
was
20.
14, she was 19, she was 13, he was
Isn't he
18,
21?
12, 20, 12, he was
Oh,
17, and she was 11. He's a
you're
full
right.
grown ass adult.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? Whether 20 or 21, it doesn't even, you know what I mean? Just like, but again, originally they met, he had to have been about 17, pushing 18, and she was 11, pushing 12. That's wild. Now, I have an 11-year-old child, and I can't even fathom, number one, meeting on games, and then, like you said, moving to Discords. And well, first of all, what a 13-year-old is doing in Discord is beyond me.
My daughter is 11. I have her phone settings to 9. She can't even download an app without it notifying me and asking me to do it. I have to approve to download the app. Okay.
Yep.
The mere thought that your 11-year-old had access to the world wide web.
Is wild. Now, my
To me,
daughter's about to be 12, and she doesn't even have a phone. And like you said, everything she does on her iPad goes through me, and she is not allowed to play games without an adult child of mine being on there with her. How are you not watching your child? How are you not, especially on the internet? We all know the issues that come about, obviously, on the internet. Why are you not watching your child? And there's just so many things there that I find wrong with those parents and how
first of
they
all,
handle this whole situation.
first of all, if she had access to the worldwide internet the way she had, the likelihood of her popping up missing or dead was more of a likelihood.
What exactly? It was more probable at that point. Yeah.
Let's be real, right? So that shouldn't be shocking to anyone because the likelihood is extremely high.
Yeah.
If we're going to be real, that's a very strong likelihood.
Hmm.
So that in and of itself is just odd that and what I think is so strange. This is and of course, you hear about what's in headlines first, right? And how
Right.
everything kind of progressed first. TMZ put out an article or found out that Celeste's body was found. Well, a body was found in David's car.
Right. Weren't they streaming? I think they were streaming live.
Yes.
They were
Yes.
streaming it live. Yeah.
Celeste's mom calls Harvey from TMZ, not the police, okay? Not the
And told
sheriff.
Harvey, I think the body inside that car is my kid.
Mhm.
Why would you do that?
Now, let's for clarity. I know y'all all know what TMZ is, but TMZ is a gossip tabloid. Why would you call TMZ like you got tea on your daughter? Like it ain't your
Right.
daughter.
But Harvey's a lawyer in that area. So I
Yes.
wonder if there wasn't more to that whole conversation.
Listen, I don't need a lawsuit, child.
I mean, it's possible. He didn't come out and say everything that she said. However, if you truly believe that your daughter was in the trunk of that musician's car, why weren't you calling detectives and police? Why were you calling Harvey from TMZ? It just doesn't make any sense.
That is
Unless you were trying to
so
initially get your version of your story out first. This is what happened, Harvey. I'm just saying. Because again, he did. He
yeah,
put
and
out a
why
story.
well, let's take it a step further. Harvey was the one who called the police.
Yeah, not the mother. Harvey did. They at least reported the phone call to the police, yeah.
WTF.
And then since then, you haven't heard from any of them.
And they haven't done an interview.
Nothing. They haven't
But
spoken
the
at
brother's
all.
on the internet running his mouth.
The brother is out there. Here's the mother telling TMZ and telling everybody that, yeah, you know what? We knew she was dating some guy named David. You knew she was dating that David, that grown ass adult David, first of all.
He
You're
said
sitting there trying to make it seem like you kind of knew she was dating some kid named David, but you didn't know who David was. Then the brother steps up, Mr. Matthew Rivas steps up and starts talking about, oh, we knew that they were with each other. We knew that they knew each other. We knew that, yeah, they were hanging out. And
first of all,
then,
he said he knew that she got in his car. Like he remembers when they got into the car. Like
that
Celeste
goes
literally
right. Think about that. That goes right back to reporting. I think the story that's putting out there that everyone is out there talking about is the last time she was reported missing. Now, she was reported missing on Valentine's Day, where she was with him, David. Then you got to remember she went missing again April 5th, she was reported missing. But what I don't think people realized was she was found sometime later to be with David and brought home. Then she went missing again in May, and that was never reported to authorities by the family. So they knew. Now, the brother states the last time we saw her was when David picked her up to go to the movies in May.
allegedly, but we don't really know if that's even true.
Allegedly. Right. Y'all knew where she was. I don't know. That is all really fishy to me.
Then yesterday, TMZ came out with article after speaking to the friends from Discord. But
Yeah.
apparently those friends had seen them together at some point, I believe. Okay. Or maybe they were talking about based on the live streams. They said that the
Right.
interactions between them seemed very normal. They didn't really think anything of it. They did not know that she was a minor. They believed that she
They
was
thought she was
19.
19.
Yes. And now that they know, they feel awful.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw the one moderator from the Discord put out a statement stating that we didn't know, you know what I mean? We all told him how we felt. We all moved on. We don't deal with him anymore. So I can't imagine how they feel.
And I think what makes this very bizarre also is when you look at the optics around it, right? David had a song about romance homicide,
Right. Romance. Right.
right? Like he spoke very heavily on like his alter ego
Right.
and like envisioning unaliving someone and like specifically Celeste in his music.
So I believe he
Um
had a song named Celeste, number one.
yes,
So that right
yes.
there is
And
wild. He
that
had
was
the
released
romantic
on
homicide where he was dragging the whole dead body into the car. Or
and
I
he
don't know if it was
spoke
that.
on
Then he had
him
another video where he was an avatar and dismembered someone.
literally dismembered someone. It's not normal to have those thoughts.
Right.
It's
They're
not.
very dark and twisted thoughts.
I'm sorry. I don't have an alter ego.
Hmm.
Okay. Like I don't see myself as another person. Like what is that really about? Right? Like you think about that. It also said he was homeschooled. That's how he really
So
got into the
his
Fortnite type of
entire
thing.
life he was homeschooled, and during an interview, he stated that he really didn't have the experiences. We're gonna pull the whole Gypsy Rose thing. I didn't have the same experiences that everybody else had. You know what I mean? Like all of the dating and all the things. I never experienced any of that. And he went on to kind of insinuate that he was experiencing everything for the first time.
Which when you really think about it too, it's very similar to Gypsy. The alter
Mhm.
egos. Like it's giving to me sociopath.
psychologically ill.
Yeah, yeah. And that's one of the things that I feel like I follow that trend. And again, a knife dismembered. That's a very intimate crime. And when you kind of follow the trends of like those types of crimes, like this, it kind of falls in line, especially with the fact that he had this alter ego. He had this, person that was this violent person that, did murder.
Well, we know that when it comes to this portion of it, like him being guilty, that we differ our in our opinions because something with this whole did he actually do it just isn't making sense to me. And so I question his guilt as far as murder. Now, I'm not saying he's not a horrible guy. I'm not saying he doesn't need to be in jail for being a, PDF, but as far as the actual murder of Celeste, I question it. Not you know what I mean? I really do. I question it. Logistically speaking, like when you really sit down and look at it, it just
The alibi, him shutting, like deleting everything up and moving like that. It's not any one thing, it's everything to me in the picture together. And because he has an alibi, that's the reason people get off on stuff all the time. And like that to me, that would be because that alibi seems so solid for him to be nowhere close.
right. See, I don't even know. I mean, first of all, he left. I want to say what the 5th of August to go on his tour. We don't know how long her body. So is it even an alibi? However, when you look
Well,
at
the
the
fact that
entire
her
thing,
tattoo, remember that her tattoo was still identifiable.
I believe so. Yes,
Yes, it was. So her body could not have been more than a week to a week and a half
well,
decomposed.
you can't say that though. However,
Yeah, but this is in the heat in California. It's
right.
hot, right? This is like,
So if you go through the heat, then she would have swollen with fluids in a day or two. So the only thing is you don't know the conditions of where she was killed. And so that really does play a part in it, or the conditions if she was held for a while. Because if you're going back 2 weeks, then he couldn't have, he wasn't there.
I don't even know. But if she was at that concert with the brother, she was within his vicinity at some point.
Right,
How did she get back to
right,
LA?
right.
Was she dead when she left where she was at?
You're absolutely right. However, we still need to can't confirm that that was her. But if it was, you're right. The last person then she was with would have been Caleb. And that would have been David's brother
And was she already dead when she left?
when she left.
Wherever he was touring.
Well, I believe that, and I'm not sure, don't quote me, but I think that one was in Maryland with
Yeah,
Caleb.
but they could have drove.
Yeah, I guess they could have.
She wasn't likely on a flight.
But if she was in the back of a car, dead, I feel like her body would have been more decomposed having found it a couple of weeks later. Because a massive decomposure would have happened in the trunk of that car.
Well, no, wherever he was at right before that. But she would have had to get, if that's her, she would have had to have gotten from Maryland back
Right,
there,
right.
right?
So I feel like
So,
if she was dead, the body would have been
well, we don't know if it was Maryland, wherever his last thing was before she died.
the one she went to with Caleb, I believe, was Maryland, and I believe that was August the 20th.
Yeah, but where was she after that? That could have been,
Right,
you see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be that far.
right. I just feel like if you look at David and his history and his music and his art, right? Now, it's very dark. A lot of people are dark. However, all of the things that happens in his video that makes him this dark, horrible person came to fruition in this one homicide. I don't know. It just doesn't fit right to me. I feel like you're going on this world tour, right? You're rising, you're making money, you're doing your thing. The second that body's located in your car, your tour is done. So why would he do that to himself?
But either way, her being a minor,
Right, but I mean, you're talking about 4 years they were going at, nothing ever happened. Why did he all of a sudden panic? They knew she was a minor when she was 11. That's even worse than being 15 or close to
well,
pushing 50.
let's throw in the speculation of her possibly being pregnant. Okay, now keep in mind we are going to say this is speculation. because we don't know that for sure.
Yeah, that's not even close
It
that we
would have
know that
felt
for sure. That would simply be just an idea in the air as of right now, because that hasn't been stated. Yeah. But if he
but
was,
that would matter. That would matter
right,
because then that would have came out too.
right. But I mean, that's also something that could have been taken care of. Is that really? I don't know. It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not going to put a body in my car, parked down the block from my house, and think that I'm not going to be the number one suspect and be called off on my tour.
But
Why would
also
he ruin his
no.
tour? Why would he ruin the chance at money? You know they're going
But
to drag you back.
if we're gonna say that, we'd have to say that about him being with a minor.
What do you mean?
If we're gonna say that, we'd have to say the same thing about him being with a minor.
Why would he be with him? I mean, I get that. However, he was with her for 3 years, so why do you all of a sudden panic?
Well, at any point you
The
could get caught
parents
with a
were
minor.
reporting him.
I honestly think it's deeper in terms of not necessarily it not being him. I do think she was being trafficked.
I think, all right, I think, in my opinion, there's something about that family that doesn't sit right with me. About the mother, the father, the brother, then you got the stepsister.
No,
That
I
family
totally agree.
absolutely knew far too much to not be concerned. And I absolutely believe that there was money exchanged. So yeah, I
I
would agree.
think on a whole, she was being trafficked. On I mean, again, anytime you're talking about the music industry or any type of industry celebrity wise, drugs and prostitution is huge. That is
Right,
almost like the center of that industry, right?
right. I agree.
Um, and so to me, her being a chronic runaway, nobody really gave a fuck about her.
Pretty much.
She would be the perfect candidate.
Right. I agree.
She was living with him. That's what their friends were saying. She was living with him. That it seems like she had a side
But then,
hustle,
yeah, the neighbor said that when a neighbor was
right?
interviewed.
Yes. Now keep in mind when they originally filed a missing persons report for her, the mother's neighbors were saying they never knew she was missing.
Yes, that there were
If you
no.
were looking for your child, wouldn't the neighborhood know she was missing?
Right. Yep.
So there's just too much about that doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
Just too much of it. There's too
Yeah.
many things that just doesn't add up. I definitely think the family's suspicious, but I don't know if I feel like they had her killed. I do think that they were doing foul stuff. I do think they were getting money from her. I do think there was a lot going on, but I don't know if I could say now. Who knows what was happening between her and the brother,
Right.
right? So that his family really hasn't said much or anything
Hmm.
for that matter. The only person speaking from her family
The
is the
cousin
brother and the
and the
cousin.
brother.
Yes. Yes, because the cousin did say she was a chronic runaway. She did stay with
She
them a
lived
couple
with
of
them
times,
before she ran away in May.
and there was no issues when she was with them. Every time
Hmm.
she went back is when the issues started, is what
Yep.
the cousin alleged. Okay. So that is already something that's being said. But I really think for the most part, we really haven't, I don't know. It just seems very,
It seems too perfect to me. All of it just seems too perfect to me. It just doesn't make any sense. You literally are handed a guilty. Like, it's just shouts guilt from every direction. It just doesn't make sense to me. All of it. The parents, everyone. David.
yeah, I think they're all, it's something with all of
It's
them
too open shut. It's too just
collectively.
perfectly handed up that it makes one suspicious. And if you really think about it and you really look at it and you set aside the fact that I mean, I totally believe he's a pedophile and needs to be in jail for that. But when you set that aside and you look at it, I feel like there's a lot of questions there that need to be answered in
He
order
was
to say
too,
anything.
I feel like he was too emotionally unstable.
Yeah, but you can't say it. I mean, how do you know?
And no, you have to. If you're talking about a grown man being with a minor, that's control. The purpose of them being with a minor is to control.
Right. That aside, though, doesn't make him a murderer.
I mean,
You're you're getting being a pedophile doesn't make you a murderer, though.
I don't know, singing about killing Celeste, maybe.
But did he sing about killing Celeste? Like, he's a dark figure. But let's think about it. If you sat there and I wanted to get back at you for something, and I saw all your social media posts where I'm going to kill this person, I'm going to do this to them, I'm going to do that to them, and I want to get back at you, I'm going to do everything you told the public that you said you were going to do. Because you're guilty now, in the view of public opinion. You told everyone in the public that you were going to do it. Fight that. It's too perfect.
I think, but I feel like that's a reach. I
What
get
do you mean
thinking
feel like
outside the
that's a reach?
box, but
It's
I
not
feel
thinking
like,
out the. If you think as an investigator, is it really thinking outside the box? Why would somebody who's trying to murder someone literally put it in the back of their car? And you're saying, well, it's emotion because he was, he had relations and it was a crime of passion. We don't
well,
know
no,
that.
he obviously was an emotionally unstable person. He
Well,
stated, like, it's that's not a speculation.
well, it is because was that just a show he was putting on? People can be. I mean, look at the whole Garth Brooks thing. He did
A
the same
grown
thing.
man that's with a minor is emotionally
Okay,
unstable,
I'm
which is
talking
why
about
they're
his
with the minor.
art. I'm talking about his art, Nina, not the fact that he's a pedophile. That push that aside.
No, I'm
He
not
needs to
talking
go to
about.
jail for that.
I'm talking about someone that's emotionally unstable gets with someone that they can control. When you talk about getting with someone
Somebody
that
who is
what
in a power play gets with somebody they want to control.
okay.
Emotionally unstable doesn't mean you get with,
When you
but
but that's the you want to control someone because you're emotionally unstable. That is the core reason why you want to control someone. You yourself is emotionally unstable to the point that you couldn't be with someone that you couldn't control,
right, right. I see what you're saying, but why are you
right?
emotionally unstable?
Anytime you're getting in a controlling relationship, abuse comes.
I'm not saying that there wasn't an abuse and there wasn't pedophilia. Why didn't he kill her 3 years ago? Why didn't he kill her 2 years ago? He's been
Again,
emotionally unstable.
did you also saw where one of the friends or someone was saying the other night, and I think you were the one who told me this, she had wanted to leave.
I didn't say that. I didn't see
You
anywhere
were
that he
reading
wanted to leave.
something
No,
the other night.
no, wasn't me.
Maybe I saw it on but somebody was talking about at one point she did want to leave.
So why didn't she call her family?
That's to be determined. But here, if she wanted to leave and he did not want that,
Right.
what would you do? You'd lose your
So you just
temper. And when you lose your temper, you don't know what will happen.
right. Okay.
Because just think about if she did
Okay.
leave.
All right.
No,
All right.
think
You're
about
right.
if she did leave. No, no, no. Hear this out. Just
She
hear me.
left before though, Nina. She would go home. You heard the cousin
But if
say she would
she
come
was
home every once in
leaving
a while.
permanently, right? All of this would come out that he was with her and she was underage at some point to the public.
Right. I don't. That
That's
didn't even look
already
like they were
bad
hiding
enough.
it. I mean, they weren't even hiding it.
They were hiding it because the friends
They were
didn't know her
on
age.
live on. But I'm
But
just
nobody
saying, like,
knew her age. The people didn't know her age.
so some of the people, her family, her friends, her personal friends, those people knew who she was.
I don't know. I think to the more assume that someone set him up, just looking at the optics, like,
If you look at the optics,
wouldn't they do it with him being in
honestly,
town?
it's too perfect. Who's going to
But why
kill
would
somebody,
they would do it
put
with him
them
in
in the
town?
trunk of the car, park it a couple of feet away from the house? You're going to be the first suspect. Why
Well, they
would you
were
make
saying
yourself
the
the
car
first
had been
person they
moved a
call?
lot for the week up until they found the body. The car had been
Right.
moved a couple of times.
Right. It was right. It was moved a couple of times. But
So
what does that mean? You're still going to
that
be the first suspect at your car.
it might be your car, but if you were not the last person in the car, you're not going to be.
So if a dead body was found in my car, we can't. You don't know who moved the car.
Now we're talking about this is in LA. You know
Right.
there's some camera footage of who had moved that car,
Right. So,
right? So
but still, you don't think that's going to trace back to David?
no, it still would be, but the alibi is he's out of the cut state.
Right. But
Wasn't he out of the country at some
no, he
point?
wasn't out of the country, but he did come back. For whose concert? Too. He came back for a concert, and I don't remember whose.
And okay, say he didn't do it. Celeste is missing.
Hmm.
You not trying to figure out where she at?
Who?
David.
Well, how do you know he knew she was missing?
If you don't speak to her, you know her ass is missing.
But how long? How long was she dead? He's
Again,
uninformed.
that
And you also
keep
don't
in
know
mind
if
she's
they're
living in his home. We're not talking about this is a woman that was living in his home.
right. So you don't know that there wasn't communication from her cell phone to him. That's why I feel like with this one, you gotta wait for the evidence to come out because you just don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's we're gonna have that's the
Yeah.
inevitable because
You
even
know,
knowing
I
whether
just
she's pregnant or
I
not
just
or anything like
personally,
that,
as much as I want him to be guilty of it, when I really
I
look at it
obviously would
logically
rather him
speaking, it
not be
doesn't make sense.
guilty. I would rather him not be guilty, to be honest with you, because I just feel like this perpetuates more. And it seems like nobody cared from the family to him, like nobody
Right.
cared.
I
And
agree.
so I would rather it be he cared, somebody cared.
Right.
For me,
I
I
agree
would
with you
rather
saying.
him not be the one who did it,
I
right?
just feel like when you look at it as a crime, and if you make it somebody else, make it somebody else. Look at it from the lens of actual investigation. Take away their relationship, just like the fact that we hate him now because we know who he is. If you look at it, you make that somebody else,
I actually
it's
don't
just
hate
so
him.
questionable. It's
I
just so
just
questionable.
I don't know. And again, we'll have to really wait to see what comes out because there's not really
Yeah.
going to, uh,
I
whatever
have a
evidence
funny
that they
feeling the
took
fact
from
that they
his.
haven't arrested him yet, I don't know. I feel like the authorities know something.
Well, if they don't have any solid proof, because right now, okay, so here's the thing: if they were to arrest him and take him to court based on circumstantial evidence, that's a huge dice,
Right.
right? Like there are people that have been convicted on circumstantial evidence, but that's a huge roll of the dice.
I agree. But I
And
also
this would
feel
have to
like
be federal because
you chop up a body, put it in a bag, put it in a car. They had to, and there's no forensic evidence. Like, that's really good work. I know that sounds crazy, but it's really good work. But it was such good thought and
well, we
planning
don't
that he
really
didn't use
know
any
if there's
forensic
no
evidence.
we
Right. But
we
I feel like
we really don't
there
know that.
were. Right. But I'm just think about it though. If they started finding blood and fingerprints, I mean, I think this investigation would have went a little faster.
I honestly think that maybe a few other people went missing.
What do you mean?
Like something happened to other people and they're trying to see what I don't think she's the only person
That the only victim of what?
of him. If he was the one who did it. I don't think she's the only one.
Oh, that I can't ride with because I mean, I don't know where that came from, but who, I mean, that's a wild statement. That's just a
No,
wild
because
statement
they
because
had found like I don't quote me. Uh, I gotta go back and look. But there was something else I had seen about some other bodies showing up around the area.
so it wasn't around the area. I believe it was down a couple hours away that a body was
Right.
located, I think.
I just feel like and considering he was this dark person, I just wouldn't be surprised. Generally that's like a personality like that's someone that thrives off of like
I think, for me, I think that I don't know him as like you see what people portray in their look at Ozzy Osbourne. Do you know how nice Ozzy Osbourne was? Do you remember that man on stage and who his persona was? He was the most disturbing individual when you watched him. I mean, literally, didn't he bite up an animal on stage? Like totally psychotic nuts. Guy was the nicest, most normal person. But that's who he portrayed to be in his story.
yeah, but also like when you look at his childhood and like him being secluded and that's the thing. I'm looking at like everything all together. It's screams like something ain't right. And the fact that neither one of the families are really speaking,
The
neither
fact that
one.
neither one of those families are speaking makes me think even more that something else is going on.
Well, I don't think it's just him.
But think
That's
about
the
it. If they thought that he murdered her, how many times have we seen that family doing interviews? Oh my God, he's guilty, he's guilty. We see it with everybody. They start running the guilt train, right?
yeah, but
They
if
have
they
it in the
knew
worm.
that she was with him like that, they have to cover that because that's child neglect.
Right. It's child abandonment, which is illegal.
Yeah, yeah. So like either way, you know what I'm saying? Like the family
But I
should be at least.
feel like
I heard the
speaking on
dad's
murder,
passed, and I have to look that up. I just found that out today.
what that? Who's
Her
that?
dad,
What about
Celeste.
her dad?
I heard he passed. I don't know that for sure, so just keep that in your back pocket. I'm gonna look that up and be more sure. But I just there's two
So is Jesus not her real father?
from what I heard. No, well, he
Well,
whoever the
Jesus
dad
is
is, the biological dad is passed.
gotcha.
So I don't know if this man is the stepdad or Jesus or what. I don't know that. I just know
Right.
what I can't remember where I saw that, but we'll have an update for you guys on that next
Yeah,
week. All right, so let's talk about Laken Snelling.
that's another one. I can't with that one. So she forfeited and waived her right to a preliminary hearing this morning,
And
showing up to court in a full face of makeup and a cute little black dress.
mhm, I think that the waiving her rights to the preliminary hearing, well, for a couple of things, that means the evidence won't actually, hit the public,
Right.
right? Um, Also,
It
I
limits
think they're
their
going through the
ability to
motions.
bring charges, right?
Yes, and I
See,
think
I'm
they're just
wondering,
going through the
I
motions. I
wonder,
think a deal has already been worked out
yeah, I think so too. But a part of me wonders if the autopsy results didn't come back.
by now. It would have.
Hmm.
That may be why she waived it too.
Because that can be really
And that's
damning.
really fast, though. When you think about how fast
These
the
hearings and
pub,
trials are coming for her. They're pumping them out. Come on, we wait months and months before anybody gets anything, and this chick's already got. Yeah, I honestly, I don't see it. I see her getting away with it. I
of
see
course,
her
I mean,
skinny.
I thought
Yeah,
she was going to get away from it, would get away with it out of sympathy and pity, regardless of
yeah. I don't know about sympathy and pity because public opinion seems to hate her for it.
no
However,
public opinion. But when you go in front of I want you to think of it like just from a standpoint when you're dealing with lawyers, judges,
well,
prosecutors,
that's what I'm
right?
saying.
They
Right,
see stuff like this all the time,
I agree.
right? Now she's this college student.
But I
Yeah,
also I feel like the situation is one of those situations that, depending on who you have, can go either way.
yeah, but when they're in front of you, it's a
Right.
different thing. Like you can look at somebody and feel like they're a monster, and think about Gypsy,
Hmm.
right? A lot of people are like, "Oh, she's so sweet, she's so nice, she's the
Right.
kindest person you'll ever meet." The girl had her mama throat slit though.
Hmm.
But when she's in their face, they have it's because we're
She portrayed herself like some innocent victim. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I really feel like for her to start crying, pull the tears, I was scared. I don't know. It's a really, I don't see them.
yeah,
I see them letting her get away with it.
I don't even see her getting any time. I don't even see her getting a guilty
I
verdict at
see a
all.
fine. I'm not gonna lie. I see a fine, some community service or something stupid like that.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the only thing
They're
that would
not
be a
gonna
catch
let her get away with
22.
it scot
Well,
free.
because it's in the public. Because
Hmm.
it's in the public and it has been such a heightened case, I don't
Right.
believe that, right?
No.
They have to do something, but it may be,
But it's gonna
who
be the
knows?
bare
They may say
minimum.
we might not have found any evidence,
Yep. It's gonna be the bare
right?
minimum. Mm.
Yeah. So I just, and I feel as though her family already has money because think about how this has even been reported.
Yeah.
Do you remember that TMZ article where there was like a video or something in there and they took the video out?
Wait, what?
Remember I sent you an article and they said that the video was removed out of the article? This was a couple of weeks ago.
No, I don't
And
remember
I
that.
sent
Go
that
ahead.
to you and I said, this is where I'm telling you, they know someone.
I remember you
Yes,
saying that. I don't remember the
yes.
video
And
being
it
taken
was
out of
in
the article.
reference to that video being removed out of the article.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, they know someone because TMZ is not just going to take something out
Right.
unless you have pull,
Yeah.
right? They know somebody. And
It's
keep in
possible.
mind, the mom, I believe, was in a sorority or something. Like they said, she was a sorority girl at one point. Like the mom's an older woman, but she's had like, so there's connections that the
Socially.
family has, and they have to have it because the way this has been reported on is just bizarre. It seems
Yeah.
as though, okay, TMZ in any other case will pull records,
Hmm.
will get stuff from the courts. Nothing. Everything
Yeah.
is hearsay. They're not reporting. They're just reporting alleged information. Like it just seems too calculated. The
I
optics
agree.
just seem too odd to me. So I feel like there is definitely they don't want the public perception to be one way.
Yeah.
And think about it again with the Sarah Grace Patrick case. They have heavily relied on convincing the public, but more and more the public is saying, something's not looking right.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like when you
Hmm.
look at that as a whole, you're looking at the optics of this, something just seems off.
Hmm.
Right.
I agree.
So I do see her getting maybe not off completely,
Ba-
but I do think she'll get
Bare minimum. Hmm. She'll get a slap on the wrist.
they won't even release how many weeks she was.
Yeah.
Like that once they didn't release how even big the baby was. None of those details. I feel like from the beginning they've been trying to hide stuff. They didn't even release who actually called the
No,
police. They didn't say whether it was
they
roommates.
haven't said. They said
They
nothing.
didn't say
Gave nothing.
anything.
They gave nothing.
That was a reason.
Anything that we've heard is through family or friends, word of mouth.
And I
Nothing
feel like that says a lot.
publicly. Hmm.
All right, so let's talk about Rapture's hack. Baby, so I don't know if
The
you saw this,
Rapture was coming in, and they upset that it didn't come.
but you know who originally started it?
A pastor,
A black pastor. I think he was
hmm,
trolling. I'm
probably.
gonna be honest with you, because we black people, we so goofy. We don't take nothing serious. I could totally see him trolling and seeing who's gonna take off with it.
Yeah. Well, it took off.
If you're not ready for the rapture tomorrow, then I don't know what to tell you because we've been warning you people for a while now. Last night I was able to get rid of my truck. I sold it for $5,000.
I had no idea that the rapture was coming. And so I picked up this couple from church and they get in my car and, they're weeping. And I'm like, hey, hi, how you doing? Whatever, is everything okay? Because I saw like they were like, not like hysterically crying, but they were like emotional, right? And so I'm like, hey, is everything okay? They were like, yeah, the Lord is coming back. Jesus is coming back. They're like, well, how are you? Is everything okay in your life? Like, we're trying to donate our money because we're not going to be here. The Lord is coming back and we're going to leave and there's still going to be people here on earth and things are going to change. So how are you doing? I said, I'm okay, but I could always, use some help. So they give me like this bundle. So it's like a bundle full of cash.
So
Okay.
there's that.
It
Now
took
people,
off.
they were selling their cars, they were selling their
Homes,
property, they were selling their
giving away
kids at that point.
dogs.
A bit. And then they
Yes.
all upset because it didn't happen. Like, I don't even know. I
I
don't even
just
know. I wonder if they gave any of this to the pastor.
Let me tell you something. The pastor was
Why?
over where he was at just laughing.
What made them think September 25th was going to be the rapture?
The way these people were so unhinged.
I hope it's not Tom Plummer again. Hello, welcome to the Rapture hotline.
Hello, I was supposed to go up with the Rapture yesterday, and I'm trying to understand like why I didn't get there. Can I speak to your manager?
What's your name?
My name is Karen. Pain in the ass.
I mean, literally crying
Like
and
they were on the
angry.
internet crying
They
and
were
everything.
fighting. They were fighting with people because you're just not a godly person. The rapture didn't come. Like, what are you,
And why
psycho?
were you giving away stuff assuming that that person was going to hell or not
I
going
feel
with
like
the
it was
first Rapture?
Y2K. Do you remember Y2K? I feel like it was Y2K on a whole Christian.
But see,
Added
Y2K,
a
we
little
didn't
bit
really
of,
get to see that on social media, right? We got
yeah.
to see this play out in real time, which made it so much crazier.
Yeah. Yep.
It was, folks, is wild. All right, so this is interesting.
Rapture didn't
Jimmy
come.
Kimmel returns back
He
on
did.
Tuesday.
He cried. Did you see him cry? He broke the tears.
He had his highest ratings ever.
Yeah. That's
And the irony is, I can't remember what company, but it's one of the companies that actually shows his show on his station.
hmm
It was 20% less people that had access to watching it,
That's so
but
funny.
millions and millions of views.
hmm
And the views were between 18 and 45.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that screams where we are as a country. I
Possibly.
think that says a lot. I do think that says a
Yeah.
lot. Um, Disney did catch a lot of backlash. A lot of people
They did.
canceled their subscriptions.
hmm
A lot of people were canceling anything that had Disney
To do with that.
affiliation, trips, cruises, weddings, the whole
Yep.
nine. People totally were like, no, we're not doing this. And I think that also shows the power of we as the people, we hold the power. And I think that that is something really important for people to really
hmm
see, because I think a lot of people think we're helpless and we don't have much power. But seeing even just that shows the power of social media. I think if they would have done that with some of these news anchors,
Yeah.
a lot of them have been taken off television. If
Yep.
people were really, you know, we should have been rallying from the beginning, because if you don't fight for what you want in the moment, you're going to fight against what you don't want later. And I think that this is a perfect example of that.
Yeah. I agree.
So seeing him come back, I think it does bring hope to having at least some real media because the issue is now is people aren't really trusting the media because the media isn't being transparent, and we could see that with all of these cases that we've been discussing, based
Right.
on that person's financial situation, the connections they know is depending on what is being released and what's not. So there's zero transparency if you really think about it. It's more of like a money game.
Right. But I feel like it's always been like that, though.
Yes, but this has
That's
been
just the
even
way it
more
was.
heightened. But this has
Mhm.
been
Yeah,
even more
that's
heightened,
true.
right? And
Mhm.
that's the issue is there's like it's heightened. It's a rolling of the dice
Mhm.
about whether we're going to get transparency or how much information they're going to release,
Right.
right? So I think that might be slowly bringing back. Uh, I don't know. We'll have to see because we're in shambles right now as a country, like period.
Yeah.
Uh, now this is. I think this conversation is going to be very interesting.
Oh, geez.
So we're going to talk about Cardi B for a sec. The
Hold
last
on.
time we recorded,
Go ahead. Taking it in. Go ahead. I'm ready.
whatever.
Wait, hold on. Let me screen record this. Hold on, because I may never hear this again. Go
Absolutely
ahead.
not. And
Go
I'm
ahead.
not
Go
going to
ahead.
just say it.
Wait. Everyone, hold on. When you're out there listening, everybody get ready because you're only going to hear this once from her. Go for it.
Last week, Ivory said that she did not see Cardi B and Stefon Diggs lasting any length of time. Now, I wasn't convinced that they would last, but Ivory said she didn't see it past the baby being born or her making it on her tour with him. Now, they haven't broken up yet, but the morning after we recorded last week, it came out that he already had a baby by another woman, a model, back in April of 2025. There actually has been footage of him carrying the car seat out of the hospital. And
That's
that
all
was
I
the
get?
day before he announced Cardi B's relationship with him. Did you see that?
Mhm.
So Ivory may be right. May.
Hey,
There's no confirmation.
I'm right. I'm
The
right.
jury's
I'm
still out.
right. You're
I'll
gonna
probably
say it.
wake
You're
up
gonna have to
tomorrow and
be
see
like,
something else.
you're gonna say it. Soon you're gonna say, she told us so. Ivory told us so. Everyone just be prepared for it. It's coming.
That is crazy.
Is it though? I mean, what are the expectations
No,
for all of
so
this?
soon. So
Yeah,
soon.
so
I never
soon.
thought that they were look, I never said I thought that they would be together forever, right?
Forever.
But
But
I
yeah,
really
so
didn't
soon.
expect it to come out so soon,
Yeah.
right? Like I
Mhm.
thought maybe they'd make it until the baby was like maybe 5 months, 6 months. And like shit, it would go crazy. But I was not expecting like the next day to see that there was already another baby in play.
That phone call was that was a
I
great
wouldn't
phone
expect
call.
that.
I'm just saying.
Now we gonna talk about a little messy ass Ray J, y'all. So Ray J, Ray J been in every scandal. Okay, Ray J. First of all, Brandy had stuff going on with the Kardashians, right?
Mhm.
Um, she stopped working for the Kardashians were working for her, right? Yes,
No, for with Brandy? Was it
yes,
Brandy and Paris Hilton? Because I know Kim Kardashian used to work for Paris Hilton.
and Brandy,
Did she?
yes,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And then some financial stuff came up. Okay, now Ray J says that he's been working with the feds on RICO charges for Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner. Okay, that came out yesterday. Now, what I think is really funny is I don't know if you remember this last year, I had done a video, an in-depth video on the fact that they have a church.
Yeah, I remember
The
that.
church
I didn't remember the video,
allegedly
but I remember the whole church thing going
there
down.
was prostitutes that they were using, like kind of selling, going to the church and mandated to give offerings allegedly, like 10 or
Mhm.
15%, right? Uh Lou Taylor had a lot to do with some of the alleged embezzling of the church funds. And the reason why the church was even created allegedly was to basically funnel money through the church.
That's why a lot of churches are created. That's
Okay.
common in the business world.
hmm Now we do know that the Kardashians, well, specifically Kim, had ties to Diddy,
Mhm.
right? Don't you think it's a little ironic that Ray J's running his mouth?
Mhm.
Like Ray J is
I
staying in the
wanna
middle of
know how
everything.
wait, I wanna know how Ray J still well, how's he still standing? How's he still alive? How's he still out here acting a troll, a fool? Like,
First,
how is that man still around?
Ray J is a bitter baby mama without
Nobody
the baby.
nobody put a red dot on his forehead yet. Like, come on.
Ray J is literally a bitter baby mama without the baby.
Yes. Like,
Like
why is
that's
he still around? Like, nobody took care of the problem. I'm actually losing faith in these people. Like,
the
y'all can take care
irony.
of the problem. Take care of the problem. Is
The
he the problem?
irony. No facts, but the irony about it is the simple fact that the way Kim Kardashian made her fame was the X tape with Ray J. I think he's
Yeah.
just bitter about it.
Yeah.
And
That
yes,
made
he
her more
obviously
famous than him.
and he knows information, probably which Diddy gave him.
Mm. I need somebody to just red dot his forehead. No, I'm just kidding. I
Ray
don't
J been
condone any kind of violent behavior.
Ray J been the messiest. You know what? He gets messiest person,
Not even that. He's
celebrity
all over the
of
map.
2025 and
He's in
2024.
everything. He's everywhere. He contradicts his whole like. He's everywhere. Just a walking contradiction.
And didn't they? I think Diddy's sons tried to whoop his ass or whooped his ass earlier this year.
Well, they didn't
Or
do a good enough job. I need somebody to come on. I'm losing faith in these people now. Like, you're gonna
and
kick
he
his
talking
ass,
about
make sure he remembers it and he doesn't talk again.
and your boy said he's never been to a Diddy party. Now we all know that your boy has been to a Diddy party. He had to have been.
Yeah, he had. Come on. There's no way. There's no way his little scrawny wannabe butt wasn't at every Diddy party. In fact, he might have been entertainment. I'm just saying.
Now you know it's also been alleged he was the one that was leaving after Whitney passed away,
Mhm.
and him and Whitney were allegedly messing with each other, like on a casual thing. Now he was caught leaving the hotel through the back door after
I
she
feel like,
passed. It's like he gaslighting everybody to say, "Look over here, look over
yep.
here, look over here,"
When you
and so
say Ray
nobody
J,
looks
I
at him.
picture a little. I don't want to say the wrong word. I don't want to be politically incorrect. A little. What do they call them? Like a little tiny person, just like a little circus person, just running around everywhere, just running in
Literally,
all doors and being here
yeah.
and being there and everywhere. You say Ray J, that's what I think. I'm like, which door is he in now?
No,
Which
literally.
clown car did he just enter this time? Yeah.
Because, dude, where's she just singing, "I had one wish"? Like, so what happened? What happened? What happened?
The wish. Where's the wish? I got a wish. We all got a wish. We wish you weren't wishing. Just saying.
He just been so damn messy.
He's like, listen, yeah, he's like a little walking, talking version of that. You remember the aunt that used to sit on the stoop and give all
Yes.
the details about everyone, and she was everyone, and she'd walk in there and she'd beat in all of the drama as well as talking mad crap about the drama. That's him. He's like good old Aunt Ethel who used to sit on the stoop.
And allegedly, he was the street pharmacist of the celebrities in LA, child. So
Yeah, well,
it makes sense
mhm,
because that's how he know all the tea.
yeah,
And how you turning somebody into the
yeah.
feds. What are you benefiting out of it? I also feel like he's getting off on something. Remember, remember
First
this
of all,
time last year, we had already said that the Kardashians were probably going to end up in the feds.
somebody is protecting
Allegedly.
him. There's you know when listen, he's still around. Somebody's protecting him. Who and
Uh,
why?
uh, the feds.
Nobody sees him. Nobody sees this. Like he should be the most hated
I'm
man right now.
surprised that nobody's like, wait for him.
He's
Like,
talking. Yeah, yeah,
your boy's singing like a canary.
yeah. They're an informant.
A literal one.
Yeah.
Okay, a literal one. So Diddy went to court yesterday,
I'm so sick of Diddy.
September 25th, and basically his court was to try to get his case, his conviction thrown out or
Mhm,
get him a new trial. The judge, as of right now, let me double check. The judge has not ruled on that, but he did allegedly say that he was going to rule on that soon. And I'm double checking just in case. The judge has not ruled. I just looked. Um, but he's trying to get the Mann Act thrown out or have him retried, but only on the Mann Act alone.
mhm.
The prosecutors did clap back that he wasn't an innocent bystander and he still was paying these prostitutes for X. It
Yeah,
just so happened to not be him. So,
physically, yeah,
but still, yeah. But he did orchestrate, them traveling and all that type of stuff. So they're saying he's not innocent in this, and they're
right.
making that very clear. And there was also drugs involved. So you know, they've clapped back with that in court. Now, this is pretty funny. Diddy had inmates write letters to the courts about a alleged class that he is teaching um, about, I guess, how to become a better person after your crime or whatever.
That's what it was
A
about?
lot of inmates, yes, that there's other ways to make money other than illegal ways. And so
How
these
would he know?
inmates are saying he's very inspirational. The inmates wrote to the courts saying that he's very inspirational. They've learned a lot from him. And he also said like there was times where he would have been angry in the past, but he's calmed down. And
What?
that's what your boy said.
Not Diddy inspirational again.
Why does he also? But you know what I think is interesting throughout the trial and throughout what his attorneys have said, they have said the exact same thing, the wording verbatim.
They're pushing that.
Why?
I don't know. What is he inspiring people to? That's a
Okay.
scary thought.
The fact that he wants to get those charges eradicated or be brought up on new charges,
Right.
I think the reason why he would want to be retried for just that is because he knows he'd get a bond.
Mhm. That's true.
They would have to give him
That's
a
true.
bond,
Yeah.
right? Because he's not convicted,
Mhm.
right? So I think that's the reason why he wants another trial because if he did get another trial, he would get a bond.
Bond to be out. Yeah.
Okay, so that's I think one of the main reasons why that is the focus that he is focusing on because I also think that they are still state-wise. They're investigating these Kim Porter's death, Tupac's death. There's still a lot going on with that, and you haven't heard much about it, which
It's
I
not
think
done
is,
yet.
and I think because you haven't heard much about it, that should be a red flag to everybody,
Yeah. Mhm.
right? So that's pretty much what's going on with Diddy. He has court next week on the 3rd. Is that next week? Yeah, it's Friday.
Mhm. Yep.
Um, So we should know what the man is, how much time he's going to be sentenced to if this doesn't get thrown out. I feel like the judge really wants him locked up.
Yeah. I don't feel like it'll be thrown out.
No, no, I think it's a reach.
Mhm.
And I think he's going to take his time just because he wants to make sure that he dots his I's and crosses his T's as far as like why,
Mhm.
and you notice that this judge has always taken his time,
Yeah.
even with like the bond, the
I like
original
this
bond
judge.
when yeah, he's been very thorough. I think he's really dotted his I's and crossed his T's.
Mhm.
Um, And it's so hard to overturn a verdict when a jury of your peers found you guilty, and it's
Mhm.
not like the evidence is different or not true.
Yeah.
The grounds for this would be he's saying, "Well, you guys basically charged me with the wrong thing," and the jury agreed that I did the crime that you guys charged me with the wrong one. That's very hard to have overturned.
Mhm.
I feel like that's like a real reach, right? But
Yeah.
I think it's like they're doing it for like the legal process to say that it was done in case they're going to appeal anything else, right? Like they've done everything that they could. But I
Mhm.
also just don't feel like at this point, when you kind of look at the optics of it, I don't know if he really believes that they're going to overturn it.
Yeah.
Also,
No,
one
he's
of the
gotta
main
go.
things I think he wants it thrown out is because when Diddy gets out, he is still not allowed to have any weapons. He would be a convicted felon.
Right. Yeah.
The type of
And that's
lifestyle
a
that Diddy
big business.
lives,
That's a big business loss for him to lose that aspect of his business.
and he's not supposed to be around weapons.
Yeah.
You see them like, I think that's one of the big things for him is that this conviction is going to be a huge issue for him because of what he does,
Yeah.
right? His daughter's Young Miami brought her ass and wrote a letter to, the judge saying to let him out, and he's a good
Yeah.
person, he's inspirational. Again, that word inspirational.
What is up with that word inspirational?
It's too streamlined. That's a narcissistic tendency of
Yeah.
what you told them to it's too
To say,
streamlined.
you need yes.
It's too streamlined. I thought that was very interesting. I'm like, "Okay, Young Miami, girl,
Mm,
what are
mhm.
you doing?" His daughters and his sons came out saying that he's a very hands-on father, ever since they don't wanna lose both their parents. The mom saying that
That
she is going to lose, her health isn't well, and, it's gonna break her heart for her son. You raised that demon.
wig
We
lady
don't give a damn.
wig lady? The
Oh,
cheese mac lady.
you already know I don't never trust nobody with a shiny wig like that. Like she legit has supply store wigs with no part. I don't trust that lady. I do not trust that lady. I will never trust that lady. You live
Yeah.
in New York City. Your son had millions of dollars. He didn't ever get you a real human hair wig.
Hmm.
You still looking like somebody's auntie that be on the corner selling bean pies
Hmm.
and be getting holla foods on Sundays. No, no, no. I will never trust you. I will
Yeah.
never ever trust you. It just don't. The son came in with a woman holding this girl's hand. It looked weird. First of all, why Christian always looked like a kid to me.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's baby diddler. The mom is the original diddler.
Yeah, for real. I can't. Yeah. With the who else was there? Him, her.
Yeah. Uh
The other.
Chance's mama.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Uh I feel like they just did for the money. I'm saying, baby, I think that now his mom did just win. They dropped a lawsuit against her. There was a
Who did?
lawsuit dropped against his mom, Diddy's
So
mom.
there was a lawsuit put against her then. For what?
I can't remember. Don't quote me, but there was a win for her in court this week. Yes, there was a win. His mama had a win. So that's going on. And we have to see because child, I feel like every time you turn around there's something wild with Diddy.
Yes. Yeah.
Just the industry on a whole, I
He's
feel like
grasping
it's
at
kind of in
straws. He's
shambles.
doing all the things. He's really putting effort in. He
He's
wants to
shucking
get
and
this done.
jiving, okay? This boy's like,
Trying to get out. Yep. He is.
yeah,
He's staying there. I'm curious to
because
see how long he'll be there.
if I'm gonna make a
Didn't
prediction,
they say that they tried to kill him? What did they tried with the shit, right?
I'm assuming that he'll get anywhere from 2 to 5 years, um, and probably more on the lines of 3 to 4.
Yeah. Like in the middle.
Okay. Yes. Not including the time he served.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You think so?
That's my
Do you think he'll
assumption.
make it that long? Do you think he could make it in prison 3 more years?
Well, he was a full head and a full beard of gray. Full. I mean, fully gray. Yes, TMZ reported that yesterday live. That man was full gray in the courtroom, child. Full gray,
That had to
gray,
hurt.
gray, gray, gray.
That had to hurt.
A year, that man was locked up, what, September 9th? So it's only been a year. And you're full gray? That man is stressed, baby, stressed.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he can make it 4 years.
My question would be,
Again, look at the Grizzlies. I didn't think they could make it in prison either. I mean, they got out,
honestly,
however.
I don't know with
But you
Diddy.
remember what they were looking ragged when they got out.
Man,
They were
man.
looking ragged.
That man didn't even want to show his face. He said, "Let me get my Botox and I'll be right back."
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I heard his body was right though. Savannah said, like, pops did get the body tight.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. They usually do.
But I think that is just like really crazy to picture him doing 5 years.
I just feel like being the narcissist he is, I don't know.
Well, that's why he keeps throwing everything up against the wall. I don't know. I thought that he would have unalived himself.
Yeah,
That's what I thought that he would have
that's
done.
what I thought too.
Um, will he still? I think it depends on how much time he gets. I think if he gets over two
I'm gonna say
years,
I no longer think that though. I don't know. Because I mean 5 years, you could be out in 5 years like nothing ever happened.
yeah, but keep in mind, Diddy is how old? He'll be
40.
pushing like 60.
No, is he that old?
He's like 54. If he gets 5 years, he'll be pushing 60.
Oh, when he gets out. I thought you meant he was I was like, "Wait, there's no way
Yeah.
he's 60 right now."
Yeah, he's like 54, 55.
Yeah. I mean his years are yeah.
And when he comes out, what career? I mean, think about these lawsuits, okay? Some of them are going to end up having to be settled.
And think about I mean, he's hot with the feds, like, people ain't gonna wanna work with him. They're not gonna wanna do
He's
it.
only worth 400 and something million as of a couple of months ago.
Did you just
All
say
these
only?
laws, well,
Only
come
400 something million.
coming from a
I know what
million
you're talking.
or a billion, coming from a
Yeah,
billion, right? So that's like
that's a drastic
$600,000
drop.
in loss, right? So, you know, keep all of that in mind. I just foresee this not financially he'll be in ruins unless his
Yeah,
kids do stuff
right,
and they're good. And I'm sure he has, I think one of the houses are in the daughter's names or something like that. So I think he'll still have something, but I just don't know if I think he'll be able to. And at 60 years old, how much are you really doing?
right.
You know what I'm saying? So like you're 59, 60 years old, you haven't been, first of all, you're probably not the healthiest condition, right? Because you've
Mhm.
been eating prison food and stuff. And then like you have all of that going on. I just don't know if I really think that he'll be okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, and let's see, what happens. But all right, y'all, that was it. That's what we had for y'all. This was the Soft and the Savage.
That's it. Say it sweet, drag it deep. I
Messy
feel like I
ass
need some
smooth.
updates on everything, so hopefully we'll have all the updates.
Yes.
I'm gonna
All right.
manifest.
And maybe we'll do a little bit of a live to kind of like, if there's anything like really serious, we could kind of just, tie that in together. But we will see you guys next week.
All
Bye for
right,
now.
guys.